Okay, good afternoon. It's Tony again from Paranormal Investigation UK, and we're looking at the Cheshire investigation again, and yet another one on Christmas Day, the 25th of December. This is movie 230. What I've just noticed as well is 3 minutes before I dealt with another CCTV alarm which came from the sort of the ceiling cavity, which is there's the false ceiling. It's a camera between the false ceiling and the roof above. That was on the movie 229, and that was dated, the time should say, get that right, at 1740. This one's 1743, just 3 minutes later, and there seems to be another anomaly, which, looking at that trace there, just lift this slightly, there's a noise there within 2 to 3 seconds, so that's what's caused this alarm to occur. This is just 3 minutes later. So let's see where this one actually takes us. We have got the previous analysis of those frequencies, and we can compare them side by side. At the moment with this Cheshire investigation, there are high levels of unexplained raps, thuds and bangs. When you look at it in context, we're probably dealing with maybe a dozen or so sounds per day, different times during the day as well, but we're right in the winter period here, and this could come down to the building cooling down. This is coming up to about 5:45, and the 25th being, the day was Christmas Day. Was it a Friday? It was a Friday, yeah, so it's a Friday. So Christmas Day, nobody should be there, but it's no guarantee that's the case. Some people do work Christmas Day, so I'm not going to take it as read that Christmas Day nobody will be in the building. What I can't do know is the sound that was emitted from the cavity area above this false ceiling 3 minutes earlier. No one was in this room, because there's a camera here, there's a camera in that hallway there, and there's a camera on the main stairwell as well. To get into this room, you've got to bypass 3 cameras. Any of them will pick it up, so I'm confident that there's no human occupation here, but sounds can travel. What's interesting with this, the one 3 minutes earlier, is only the roof cavity camera picked it up. This time only the main office camera picked it up. So let's see where this takes us. So hopefully that explains these first 2 CCTV alarms that's occurred on Christmas Day. So we know we're going to hear a thump, we can see it in the track. That's a fair old thump, that. What we'll do, I'm going to wind up the volume, see if there's anything else that's in there, and we'll look at the visual as well, just to make absolutely certain. It's going to go loud now, so if you've got headphones on, just take them off a couple of seconds while this thud goes past. We'll just listen to this one our way through. Keep an eye on the screen here. And because it records about 56 seconds after the trigger, which in this case is the sound, we do capture what I call accidental captures, captures which we wouldn't normally have got because the camera would not have allowed it at that point. So it captures about 2.5 seconds in, whatever triggered it, plus 57 seconds afterwards. You can see there it's coming up to 1 minute. Okay, no other sounds, and certainly nothing visual, so we can get rid of the visual and go back to the beginning. Now let's just loop this bit. I'm going to turn the volume back down, but we don't need it higher because we need to do the analysis on the original volume, which is there. That's there. Let's check an average. Now that's fundamentally different to the previous one. It also sounds different. It sounds very thud-like. What I'll do, in fact, what I can do, get rid of that. I'm just going to actually go into the cloud where I store these particular sounds. I never use computers to store data. I always use in a cloud account, so if something goes on the computer, it's always accessible to me on another one. So these are all the folders here. See how many we've got through. Right, this is the bang that we had before. We can have a listen to this. Actually, it wasn't it, but that's the video. It was actually the empty room. And there's another one getting towards the end. Okay, so that's those two that we heard. This is 3 minutes before in the empty room. It's on the other side of the actual building. These two ramps, we also took the spectrum for. That's thud 1 as I called it, and that's thud 2. Go back again. Thud 1, thud 2. Okay, just sort of visualize those. So when we then go to this one in the other room, fundamentally different. 100 to 350 hertz. Yeah, maybe before 80 to about 350 hertz. That's low bass frequency. It's almost like explosion type of sound. So what we'll actually do, I'll take a screenshot of that. again, it's radically different to the really one. What's interesting about this one, this is picked up now in the opposite side of the room. It's almost as if the sound has moved from the empty room to here. No other camera's picked it up. What I can do, the software I tend to use is Mixcraft. It's now in version 9, which I have on another computer. This is version 8.1. Mainly because I don't need all the virtual instrument tracks for this. What it also does as quite an extensive battery of sound effects, 5,662 of them. In fact, there's more than that. It's 8,361 sound effects. What you can put in there is bang, for example. I'll do a door bang. I'm going to pop that into that track. Anyway, and what we'll do, let's go for firework. Because it just sounded like that'll do for starters. And that's another good one we've got. So it's predominantly that one at the end there we're going to be interested in. That one there. Let's just have a listen through there again. Just going to mute that track. So we're not interested in that squealing sound, so we'll get rid of that. Because your job as an investigator is, you know, whatever sound you're dealing with, what is the explanation behind it? Are there others? So we can put explosion, can we? We'll turn this into a bit of a tutorial video. This I'll find a point. Let's get rid of that a second. We'll put that in as well. So what we've got here now is some sound samples. We can try bang. If there's anything in there, it'll bring it up. Yeah, we've done the door bangs, haven't we? So that's 4. I'm confident they're not going to sound anything like it, but your job is to investigate, is go and try it and find out if there's anything that's similar. So what I'm going to do now, I've muted that audio track, which is the original one, compared to the video, and we're now going to listen to these here. We can move these about so we've got a bit of a gap in between the sounds. Yeah, like that. Okay. So let's do this one first. So you can see there's a massive spread of frequency. Okay, it's quite loud as well. So I'm going to turn it down. So it's not that, it's not a door banging. This is what you get. Move it along to the next one. Massive spread. You can actually hear the end the end bit, if you listen, which is this bit here, as the sound begins to decay. So that's nothing like. I once had a woman scream many years ago, which concerned the householders. Clearly, when I put it in there, I knew straight away that it was not a woman screaming. It was an urban fox. The frequency was so different. Lined up for urban fox up. Sure enough, identical. So always be careful with sound. Your job is to investigate to see if you can find something. It may give you some pointers. You hear a thud, what could be caused it? What could cause it? I've already done numerous. There we go. That's a shotgun. Not bad little exercise. You can actually see where these raps are these signature raps, as I call them, how they stand out. That's how I know that I'm relatively comfortable now in declaring a paranormal rap compared to something which may have a rational explanation. But spreads of frequencies I'm always suspicious with. As you can see there. So that is almost certainly not any form of explosion, because when we look at the frequency of this, it's fundamentally different, and that's the average sound. There's no vibration. That is unusual. It would have to be some distance away. I'm going to go back to those samples that I used before and just do a little bit of an experiment. There, they're back again. There we go. An advantage about using software, you can just go back to where you were. Right, what I want to do is this one first. I'm actually going to turn the volume down to, where are we? Very small amounts. You will begin to see a difference now. Okay. That's the average. Still a fair spread of frequency. That's with the volume down. Once you start putting such things as walls that absorb certain frequencies, it will, a lot of this, particularly bass is the easiest one to soak up. If you ever go to see a live band and you see the drummer with the acoustic drum set, notices the big bass drum at the front, you often see a pillow thrown in there. That's to absorb some of the sound that you get with drums. Other types of music, you use gates called a noise gate. Even compression will start to cut out particularly high end, but it's difficult when you're dealing with that one there. Is this from outside the property leaked in? Why is it only that particular one picked it up? Let's move on to the next one. So we're talking 90 to around about 350, 80 to 383, yeah. Very different. But sound does obviously change when you start turning volumes down, and what we're trying to do is try to synthetic produce sound, but we're not pushing sound through solid objects, brick walls, plasterboard, doors, roofs, that type of thing. Which is fundamentally different to that. Okay, and the last one. Just a little useful exercise you might find helpful when you're looking at sound. We don't always deal with there we go, big spread. These the reflections. I'm used to seeing them. Get rid of that again now. So completely different. Now the other side with this is it doesn't sound thin. It sounds quite thick, because once you start to when it goes through, particularly bass frequency, when it starts to go through brick walls, floors, ceilings, windows, doors, whatever, frequency gets sucked up. So by the time it reaches the microphone, it's different, and the whole dynamics of it changes. And one of them is it thins the sound out because the bass frequency just gets soaked up. There's absolutely no even any mid frequency, never mind high end frequency with that. It's just all bass. And listening to it, it sounds like it's in some form of close to the microphone, certainly within the vicinity anyway. If we were to do something like put some reverb in, which will in effect thin the sound out, let's put some reverb here, digressing, but why not? Let's go for a room very large. Now you'll see it changing now. Hear that? Switch it back on. It doesn't have a great difference to that. So I don't know. So what we've had is 3 different thump sounds based over 3 minutes. One in the main office, which is here, and the 2 early ones which were in the empty office. They have a much greater spread of frequency, which is these 2. Much greater spread. They're very similar, them 2 thuds. So when you compare that to this one, let's put that back on average, which is there, it's intriguing. It had to be close to the microphone source. It's got to be close. On all these, when they first come into me, when I tend to listen to initially on Bluetooth headphones on the mobile phone, sometimes within minutes of first arriving, sometimes the following day. I have a quick review. If it sounds like something falling, I ask the owner when he goes back to the property to check. And at the moment, there's absolutely nothing's been found, knocked over, fell over, that type of thing. Because something could be out of the eyesight of the camera, but at the moment we just simply can't find any reason for the considerable number of unexplained noises. But I repeat again, we can't lose sight of the fact that we are into the winter period, and this is at 5:45 on a Friday. Could it be cooling down of the building? We just simply don't know. Okay, digress there, a bit of tutorial as well, hope we found that useful, and I'll see you in the next movie.